Good afternoon. I was like, I won't do the thing where it's twice and I ask you to be louder. That always gets a little weird, doesn't it? So, hello and welcome to Celebrating Service and Leadership. My name is Caitlin Long and I'm the Director of Advancement and Administration here at the Staley School, and we're so happy to have you here this afternoon. As we move into the final few weeks of the academic year, we're taking this opportunity to celebrate some outstanding soon-to-be graduates and community members, all who have made significant contributions to service and leadership here at the Staley School, across our campus, and in our community. We are reminded today that while the academic year is coming to a close, the work of those we honor today continues. And we'll begin today by celebrating our undergraduate student awards, and we'll hear a little bit more from them in this short video.
Good afternoon. This is Candy Hironaka calling in from Meridian, Idaho. Congratulations to all the award recipients today, and a very special shout out to Courtney, Jamie, and Aaron for being selected as Outstanding Lead 212 class leaders. In fact, kudos to all Leadership Studies graduates. You are the stewards of the future. Your life, light, and love will bring a positive impact to our world, and we desperately need your leadership now. Celebrate with your friends and family, enjoy today, and best wishes for me.
I remember being in Lead 212 as a freshman and just how impactful it was for me to be able to be in a class with a variety of different students in a variety of different majors, and how it was just a breath of fresh air and a good way to get away from the typical structured classes.
When I was looking at colleges way back in 2021, I knew I wanted to find a place that I could call home.
Kind of thinking back to Leadership 212, I wanted to be that role model for other students like myself who might not see their place in leadership. I had a huge aha moment that I really wanted to have a career where I am constantly working with community members to listen to their needs and then connect them to the resources to address those needs.
When I was a freshman, I took Lead 212 and I loved my class leader. I wanted to be just like her.
As a graduating senior now in the program, I can definitely see how my perception of what leadership is has changed.
My belief in myself has grown so much, and just the belief in the people around me, and just being able to see people do such amazing things and being able to be a part of something so amazing.
How do leaders take on these problems? And that looks a little bit more like asking questions first and not coming into the room with solutions first. It looks like making sure that everyone is a part of the conversation, and especially those folks that are within the community that's being affected.
Our leader is not a noun, it is more of an adjective, I believe that is. So it's not somebody that has a big title or somebody that's standing up there. It is somebody that walks the walk.
I always think about leadership in the way of, what is my role and how can I contribute to this team?
I've always had a passion for just getting to know people. I love to hear individual stories and get to know people on a deeper level.
It was just so crazy to think that I was impacting them and I was potentially impacting them as much as my class leader impacted me.
If you're looking to, make these big changes, I think it really starts with impacting just one person.
The lesson that comes back to me a lot is about one specific class period that I had with Mary Kay, and that specific class was talking about coaching. And it's something that I'd never encountered before coming to college, and I thought that was kind of crazy because it's really just about how to actively listen.
Getting to know that I was kind of a part of that and was able to impact my students and just, be a part of a community was really great.
I want to say thank you to all the staff in the Staley School that have helped me in each position that I've been in, whether that's strengths peer coaching with Katie Bueller or class leader with Murray and with Mike.
I know there's hundreds of graduating students coming from the Staley School of Leadership, and I think I would like to say I've learned things from each and every one of them and been able to grow with them, and so it's just a high honor to be able to be recognized.
If you are just looking to have a good human experience, this is the place to go. And hopefully the education and the experiences and the longevity of your leadership journey is an added bonus.
So we'll begin today with our Pat J. Bosco Leadership Studies Outstanding Graduating Senior Awards. This award was established in 2000 to recognize and honor Dr. Bosco's exceptional years of leadership to K-State, as well as the vital role he played in the creation and establishment of the Staley School of Leadership. His continuous support and ongoing contributions are sincerely appreciated. This afternoon, we honor some exceptional students who have excelled in leadership studies coursework and have been involved in multiple aspects at the Staley School.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kim Ralston, and I work in communications here at the Staley School, and I also co-advise our Staley School ambassadors, many of which are here today. Thank you all. Hope you all get a chance to interact with them. I remember very clearly when I met our first recipient, Nick Edwards. Would you come on down and join me, please? So Nick, he arrived at the Staley School, and you came to K-State to do scholarship interviews, and I don't think I was, and maybe no one was prepared for the enthusiasm we were met with from Nick Edwards when he toured the Leadership Studies building. Nick has a contagious energy that can lighten a room. And you might think that I meant to say light up a room, but I didn't. I meant lighten it. Spend a few minutes with Nick if you can today, and you will feel lighter. He just is one of those people. As a co-advisor for the ambassadors, I've worked with Nick on a range of projects, and I have even watched him single-handedly move an area rug from his house into the building for a K-State open house activity. Nick, you embody the Staley School mission. You are bold, curious, and connected, both through the work here and across the campus. You have grown into a true professional in your work, and you take what we do seriously and have stayed grounded in your true self as caring and empathetic and a warm human being. So thank you for all you've done for the school. Thanks in advance for all you will soon be doing for the communities outside of K-State.
Good afternoon. My name is Colleen Helmers, and I serve as the Recruitment and Advising Coordinator. It is my distinct honor to introduce Grace Odgers. Grace, will you come on down? Grace embodies the spirit of this award through her efforts that leave the Staley School better than she found it. Her dedication is demonstrated by the way she's recruited her brother and her sister to sit beside her in her classes and in ambassadors. I spent much of last summer with Grace, and when she started as a Staley recruitment officer, I was inspired by her ability to connect with prospective students. Grace has a creative mind and a prosperity for deeply listening. Making each individual feel valued and heard, Grace is a force to be reckoned with. During the Ambassador Food Drive for Cats Covered, she played a pivotal role in helping the Staley School ambassadors achieve victory by collecting the most items. It happened very quickly, and to Kim and my surprise, very quietly. A good reminder that leaders are not always the loudest voice in the room, but they're the thinkers, the planners, and the visionaries. Grace, we were so lucky to have you and your vision of leadership as part of our school, and we cannot wait to see what you create next. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Mike Finnegan. I'm an instructor here at the Staley School of Leadership Studies. And I just ask that everybody please kind of take a look around. Take a look around, see somebody to your left, see somebody to your right, kind of swivel around, take a look at somebody behind you, maybe somebody sitting in front of you. And you'll see that so many of you in this room are fans. In fact, you're the best fans because you support the people that you care about. Byron, come on down here. Byron knows nothing but fans. Byron is also a K-State yell leader, and for 4 years, he's been carrying the K-State flag every time K-State has had a touchdown. But Byron, thank you, thank you, thank you. So my guess is a lot of people know you, not just because of what you do on the football field, but because of the influence and impact that you've had on people as you've exercised transformative leadership. You were a tremendous Lead 212 class leader. You spoke at Wildcat Dialogues for 2 years. You've been a Snyder Leadership Legacy Fellow. And in the classroom, Byron, you make a difference. You make a difference in the lives of others. One student even shared, he helped me become a better listener and was very effective. The student says, the dude was freaking awesome. Now, one of my favorite stories about Byron happened to be a former K-State Staley School alum, Andrew Ellis. Andrew Ellis came up to me and he said, Mike, where did you get these Snyder Leadership Legacy Fellows to coach youth sports? My son, Burke Ellis, is on the team, and we actually took a family trip to K-State, to Colorado to watch the K-State Colorado game, and Burke saw Byron there, and Burke goes, Coach Byron, hey! And of course, Byron waves and everything, and just made Burke's day. Byron, you'll continually be a light in any room that you're in, even if hanging out with Mr. Edwards over there. But I just want to say a deep congratulations and thank you for investing in so many people here at the Staley School.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Katie Bueller. I'm a graduate assistant here at the Staley School with the K-State Strengths Initiative. And Mike and I both also get the opportunity to teach the Lead 212 Introduction to Leadership Concepts course here at the Staley School. And we're here to recognize our next group of award recipients, which is for the Candy Hironaka Outstanding Class Leader Award. Class leaders in Lead 212 are juniors and seniors at the Staley School who are selected to work with our Lead 212 students. And the Candy Hironaka Award for class leaders recognizes those who carry on Candy's tradition of care and excellence in performing their peer leadership role today.
So for the first award, I'd like to welcome Jamie Cordes down. And gang, I've got to tell you, as Jamie's making her way here to the front, Jamie will be headed to Indiana School of Optometry in Bloomington, Indiana after graduation. So Jamie, we're excited about your future. What made Jamie stand out was her exceptional communication, weekly hollers, text messages, a commitment to student support, and advanced planning when it came to thinking about competing commitments. I mean, my gosh, Jamie had to go interview at all these optometry schools, and she still made class leading a priority. She was intentional about her class prep design when integrating facilitation techniques to engage students in the process of learning. And Jamie, here's what a couple of your students had to say about you during your time in 212. Jamie made herself very available at any time of the week to help assist me in this course, and she was a very easy person to talk to about new ideas. Another one of your students said she encouraged me and my learning community to speak up about her thoughts and prompted different thought processes to challenge us to be critical thinkers. Another student said Jamie was great at asking us questions that made us think deeper about the topics at hand. She was an amazing class leader, and I could tell that she cared about all of us in the learning community, and she'll continually help us out if ever we call on our class leader, Jamie. Congratulations.
Next up, I would like to invite Erin Jackson to come join us down front. Erin, yes, come on down, come on down. Erin will actually be graduating in December, but now is our opportunity to get to recognize her outstanding contributions because she's going to be sharing her teaching abilities as she heads to Winfield Middle School to student teach in the fall. And so we are excited to celebrate Erin today. I have had the privilege of learning with Erin in many different contexts here at K-State and throughout life, and seeing her flourish has been a joy. Erin has spent countless hours thinking about her students and how to meet their needs, especially as she was designing her lessons, tailoring her feedback to make sure that students were understanding her thought processes and that she was understanding theirs. One member of Erin's learning community said that she was great at navigating challenging group dynamics and situations, and she provided detailed and specific feedback that helped every single one of her students on their assignments, elevating their strengths as well as their opportunities to continue growing. Erin has also done this for her fellow class leaders. She engaged in opportunities to observe and provide them feedback to enhance the collective progress of our entire community. Erin, you've become a true colleague this year, and thank you for sharing your passion for education with myself and our entire Lead 212 team. We're so proud of you. Can't wait to see you working in the classroom as well.
All right, next up, Courtney Reiners. Courtney, come on down. Now, Courtney is a two-time class leader, and Courtney actually did extra work with us over the spring semester to help onboard new class leaders between both her junior and senior year. Courtney, your peers said that your voice was extremely important during the spring training sessions, but then also into the fall sessions because you were able to validate and say, hey, you're gonna be okay. And of course, you shared stories and experiences from the previous year. So Courtney would always do a wonderful job of asking coach-like questions. And so students really appreciated the fact that you'd listen and pay attention to what it was that they were that was on their mind. And everybody could count on you. Students mentioned specifically that Courtney influenced how they view leadership as an activity, which then allowed them to kind of pivot in any situation. She had high standards when it came to grading, which I appreciate, Courtney, but your students appreciated it as well because the high standards really allowed people to think about their leadership education and development. She was patient with my work and student learning, one of your students said, and another student said, quote, Courtney was fantastic, and she made me want to come to class each and every day to really dive into my leadership education and development. Courtney will be right here at K-State. We get to keep and retain Courtney as she'll be pursuing a graduate degree in couples and family therapy here at K-State. Courtney, congratulations. Congrats. And just one more little note about Candy, the queen of care. All three of these students exemplify what Candy meant to the Staley School and what Candy modeled during her time here as a faculty member. Candy sent 3 notes personalized to each of our recipients for the Candy Hironaka Award. It's in calligraphy, and gang, Candy was an educator who cared, who encouraged and inspired people because of her level of care. So cherish these notes.
Now it's my turn. Hello, my name's Staley. I direct our nonprofit leadership program, and it's an outstanding honor every year to present this Olivia P. Collins Nonprofit Leadership Outstanding Graduating Senior Award. In the nonprofit program, students work to develop and apply leadership skills for the betterment of the nonprofit sector as staff, as donors, volunteers, or board members. We have the honor of working with the students' aspirations to do good in the world, and we explore best practices to try and help them do that good better. The award is named for one of the amazing women who built this program, Olivia P. Collins. Olivia exemplified care for community and care for others, and she knew every one of her students by name decades later, and she kept in touch with them her whole life. She was a friend and she was a mentor to me, and I know she would be delighted to know our award winner, Emily Laney. So at this time, I'd like to invite Emily Laney via a small screen held by Campbell McNorton to the front. So Emily joined the nonprofit program the day that she stepped on campus for the first time. Before the start of the semester even, her enthusiasm for our work in the nonprofit sector was evident from the very beginning. She cared about the power and the potential of the nonprofit sector. And she really exemplified that union between service and learning that we strive for in our classes. She already, when she got to campus, had contributed so much to making the world a better place. Her positivity radiates. And I know if you know her, you'd agree. I think it's her number one strength even. And she leveraged that strength every day to share her passion for helping others through the efforts of nonprofit organizations. Our program in the nonprofit sector would not be what it is without Emily's leadership. She's here on this laptop, live from Minnesota, because she's doing the work that I'm describing here. She's working with Integrity Living Options. It focuses on behavior challenges for people with different forms of mental health diagnosis, and Sarah's Place, which is a nonprofit that focuses on immigration and also has a shelter for women. She's doing incredible work in her internship right now. And Emily, we miss you very much. We are all, I don't know where to look. I don't know if this is working or if it's out here, but we are so proud of you. I am so proud of you, and we know you're going to do amazing things in this world. Thank you for all you have done, and we hope you come back for some graduation party soon. You have to be extra loud because she's on the computer, so congratulations.
Hello, beautiful people. Yes, Nancy and I, we sit in kind of front in the women's basketball. So I just want to say, Byron, I'm going to miss all those t-shirts over the years you threw to us. Thank you. So I'm Mary Kay Seifers, and I direct the secondary major in global food systems leadership. The next award celebrates students who have lived the mission of the Staley School of Leadership through community engagement and service to others, otherwise known as the Outstanding Civic Engagement Award. Adelaide Easter of Salina, Kansas. Come on down. So this is the second event of the day that Adelaide and I have been to. So shout out to her parents and grandpa, been here the whole time too. I met Adelaide, I think her second year of school here. I don't know if you were a freshman, but maybe a sophomore. And it was in room 127 over there. And she was sitting kind of to my right and kind of, I think the second person back or third person back. And it was about 5 or 10 minutes before classes started. And I said, hey, Adelaide, nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself. Well, that took, I said, what are you involved in at K-State? Well, that took about 15 minutes, as you can see up there. But Adelaide, you are very deserving of this award for your dedication to community engagement and service. You are a relentless advocate for food security. Adelaide has worked across local and national contexts to combat food insecurity, empower communities, and shape policy. From leading efforts to redistribute over 5,000 pounds of food through the Flint Hills Food Recovery Network to securing over $100,000 in SNAP benefits for K-State students. Some, and I repeat, just some of her civic engagement activities are on the screen. There would be way too many to put there. We'd have to give her a whole slide deck to herself. But one thing I want to mention that's not up there is that Adelaide is K-State's 39th Truman Scholar right there. At the event this morning with Blue Key, they give some
awards to each other. And Adelaide was recognized by her peers as most likely to end world hunger. So that tells you something about Adelaide. Congrats, Adelaide. All right. As I mentioned, I'm the director of the secondary major in global food systems leadership, which is an interdisciplinary effort with the College of Ag, where we encourage students to explore leadership challenges of enhancing food security for a growing world through a systems approach. And so I would like to recognize this year's outstanding graduating senior award, Jenna Wallace from Hermiston, Oregon. You're next. So Hermiston, Oregon is the home, I'm just giving you some trivia here, ladies and gentlemen, is the home to the best watermelon in the United States, right? Okay, now I've been given strict orders by Kate Long that I cannot throw anybody under the bus or tease anybody. So, except for you, yeah. No, Jen has been outstanding in global food systems leadership. You know, except every day when she comes to class or comes to my office, she greets me with, "Hey, boomer, how you doing?" I think I can I roast her? Okay, all right. So I'm greeted every day with, "Hey, boomer," but I guess maybe it has something to do with I'm 44, 45 years older than my students. I don't know. But Jenna does a good job of helping me in the class and with curriculum. And I do appreciate that, Jenna. And I can't throw you under the bus. But let me tell you a little bit about Jenna. Throughout her career, Jenna has applied truly a systems thinking approach to the wicked problems, combining her field research in Oregon last summer. She's been on 2 international service trips to Guatemala, 1 to Kenya, and she does community engagement right here at K-State in Manhattan to better understand and address the root causes of hunger. In addition, Jenna has played a central role in building inclusive spaces for LGBT voices in agriculture as the co-founder of K-State's chapter of Students for Cultivating Change. And she has mentored many of her peers as the student advisor for Food Security Scholar. Jenna, your efforts reflect your deep commitment to equity and service. Now this summer, Jenna is going to go back home to Oregon and intern with Ag West, which is the largest farm credit institution in the Western US. And will graduate next December with a degree in Ag Econ and of course, Global Food Systems Leadership. So I'm saying, thank goodness we have 1 more semester with Jenna. Jenna, congratulations.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karina Michelle, and I direct the McNair Scholars Program. The next award recognizes excellence in research by undergraduate and graduate students in the Staley School of Leadership. This award is named in honor of Dr. Robert Shoup. Dr. Shoup retired in 2014 after 4 decades of leadership and service to K-State. Dr. Shoup was a professor of education law and a founder and senior scholar in the School of Leadership. We thank Bob for his example and have a message to share from him.
Thank you, Mary and Trish and faculty members for inviting me to visit with you. I was Mary Toller's major professor in her doctoral program, and Trish Gott's major professor in her master's program. So obviously I take total credit for everything that's happened in the Leadership Studies program. I'm pausing for a second for the laughter to end. I guess I need to start by just making it clear that we're all here today because of one person, and that's Susan Scott. She was the inspiration, the heart, the courage, the motivation to develop what's become an incredible program today. When we started, I taught the first introductory class with 8 students. Susan taught the community outreach program, our practicum, and Susan and I co-taught the senior seminar. And from the very beginning, students were a huge part of everything we did. They were involved in a lot of the decision making. When Susan and I wrote the book Leadership Lessons from Bill Snyder, the students helped us edit it and proof it and gave it a lot of positive feedback to make it better. I think Leadership Studies program is terrific. I think knowledgeable, ethical, caring, inclusive leadership is critically needed now, perhaps more than ever before. Susan has made such a contribution, and those of you in this room have made such a contribution. I know that it's going to make a difference in the world. I know that the people who've been recognized today really appreciate the experience they had in the leadership program. I'm very honored and proud and happy to have my name associated with one of these awards and with the quality people who win these awards. So as I think about you in this room, I'm confident that knowledgeable, ethical, caring leadership will be carried on with you, and the world would become a better place. Have a great day.
In the summer of 2018, I came to the Staley School of Leadership as a Mandela Washington Fellow. The way that the Staley School talked about leadership was different, and it spoke to me. I came back in 2022 to do my PhD in leadership communication with them. I am doing a discourse analysis on the impact of colonialism in African leadership approaches. Many African countries were colonized, and after they gained their independence, they kept the colonizers' ways of running institutions, organizations, governments, and that influenced their policies and how they narrated or designed leadership programs. I, through this research, was looking at how that has impacted how Africa reviews and practices leadership currently. The way that colonizers define and execute leadership is different from the cultures of African people. And so I argue that we need contextually relevant leadership approaches. We need policies that speak to people's cultures, values, beliefs, and ways of being. And so I wanted to do how we can develop research frameworks, leadership frameworks that align with people's cultures and values so that we can have health systems, education systems, policies, constitutions that actually speak to its people.
So I work in Dr. Brad Olson's lab, and his lab focuses on the genetic mechanisms behind evolutionary transitions. So I work with him and a postgrad student on a project that works with the Volvocene green algae as a model system, specifically with one called Uterina. And in this species, we have noticed that under some kind of environmental stressor, such as cold shocking it, it's able to develop plastic somatic cells. So we are studying the genetic mechanisms behind that transition. I think it would be interesting to see how it can be applied to other organisms. For example, cancer. I'm excited and grateful to even be considered and receiving this award, because I always think about the people who have helped me achieve this, from my research mentors, academic, professional, even peers. Growing up in science classes, I would see videos of how researchers would be working in their labs with their white coats on, and I would think that's pretty cool. But I had never imagined that I would find myself one day in a lab working with actual model systems and actually trying to contribute something to the scientific community. So being able to be part of that and learn about research, how it's conducted, about the scientific community, I really appreciate what I have learned, and I hope to continue to do it in my future work.
Okay, so I'm happy to introduce Lydia Lopez Vasquez as this year's Robert Shoup Undergraduate Research Award. Lydia, would you please come down to accept your award? So even before coming to K-State in the fall of 2023, Lydia was active in research in her hometown at Dodge City Community College. She transitioned to K-State through the Bridges to the Future program and became a developing scholar and McNair Scholar her first year. Both programs are research intensive for students with incredible potential to impact our communities. Even with a challenging transition of transferring schools, Lydia showed resiliency and dedication to her goals and her community. You can clearly see that with each of the opportunities she has chosen to participate while here. You can also take a look at that amazing resume there. Her research has been recognized by the biology department and the university for her work and dedication to research. In addition to the amazing work she does as a researcher, Lydia can be found all around campus, taking in every opportunity available to her. When I was just getting to know Lydia, I asked her why she was always so busy. She responded with a simple, "I won't always be at K-State, and I want to be able to do everything I can while I'm here." I feel comfortable saying she's done just that and more, including 2 study abroad trips during breaks. I mean, that's a really great use of your time. Dr. Susan Rensing, Associate Director of Scholar Development and Undergraduate Research, says Lydia is such a deserving recipient of this award. I'm not only impressed with her as a researcher, she has also been an impactful mentor and inspiration to other first-year scholars. Lydia, you do what you do with great care, humility, and positivity. You are such an asset to the K-State community and are so deserving of this award. I can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Trish Gott, and I'm the Associate Dean at the Staley School. And let me introduce you to Dr. Chiswa Makashalala. Join me, Exie. I did. You Doctor. Dr. Makashalala, or Exie as her colleagues and friends know her, is a skilled educator and scholar, and you will notice she's joined by her friends, many friends, but in particular, Abrevia, Ernestina, La Montagne, and Ernestina's daughters, who have been here since they were very little supporting Exie. The criteria for this award outlines the requirements, and they were up here, and Dr. Shoup talked about them. What may be less clear is the difficulty of balancing these as a full-time employee and a graduate student, because that's what takes place when you're on a graduate assistantship. It's a full-time job. So now imagine doing that 9,140 miles from home. When home is South Africa and you've moved to the US. Now let me reintroduce you to Dr. Makashalala. So Exie studies access and how policy at national levels hinders or opens the doors to education and accessing learning. Her work focused on her home, South Africa, but it can inform, and it does inform, how we understand our own work here in Kansas and in the US, especially right now. During her time on campus, she deeply impacted the education of undergraduate students as a teacher online and in the classroom. You can ask Byron, wherever Byron is. And we've been learning from her throughout her daily presence, and we do look forward to following her career. Exie has authored or co-authored conference presentations for the International Leadership Association, our largest professional body. And she has 2 forthcoming publications currently. Additionally, she participated as an author in residence in the 2025 Leading Change Institute located in Windhoek, Namibia, to help shape the direction of the Building Leadership Bridges book, a 2026 International Leadership Association publication that will feature African practices of leadership, some of the work that she just completed in her dissertation. Her work advances voice, lens, and perspective on leadership work that serves first and foremost the community, our community and hers. Thank you, Exie. On behalf of our friend, we are giraffing. Please join me in congratulating Exie Makashin.
All right. So next, we're going to recognize an additional graduate student. And I'd like to just step aside real quick to introduce this short video.
Spent 3 years teaching 4th grade in Wamego, Kansas before returning to get my master's. I can remember the very first strengths task that Mike asked me to take on was facilitating a afternoon-long workshop for the Farms Lab here at K-State. And so that was my real first opportunity to step into the classroom with college students and graduate students as a peer that was learning as well as an educator around strengths development. And then Mike has kind of leaned into my teaching experiences and provided me additional opportunities to co-facilitate and then take the lead on facilitating Lead 212, our Introduction to Leadership Concepts course, so that I've gotten many opportunities to continue to expand my teaching capacity. I think the added reward here in college space and getting to work with developing leaders and people who are practicing leadership in so many different capacities at K-State is also their continued investment in giving back to this community. They're applying and reflecting on their learning. I am part of a community who recognizes my commitment to learning, and the fact that I was selected for this award just speaks to the community that has helped me develop and to grow into the educator that I'm aspiring to be.
Over the last 2 years, I've had the opportunity to be a graduate assistant for K-State Leadership and Service Programs. I've had the opportunity to work with Cats Connect, Wildcat Dialogues, and What Matters to Me and Why. All 3 of these programs are really centered around relationships and building the community around K-State. Through my time here at the Staley School of Leadership, I've really been able to kind of hone in on what I feel like my purpose is in my life. So with all of the extracurriculars that I've done here, as well as this graduate assistantship, I've really learned that my passion is helping others achieve their best, whether it be through leadership opportunities or service opportunities or leading workshops, but still being able to help develop people into the leaders that they want to become. One of the things that I'm going to take away from my time here is the relationships. When I took Lead 212, one of the first things that they taught you is that leadership is a relationship, and I really took that to heart. So all of the people here really do feel like a family, and that's something that I'm definitely going to take with me moving forward.
I'm a master's student in security study and a graduate research assistant for Staley School of Leadership. This year, I've been involved with GradAge, and my role includes facilitating workshops, guiding discussion, and encouraging reflection. I'm passionate about this kind of leadership program because I deeply believe that leadership is about growth, connection, and service. I think this type of leadership programs are a huge benefit to K-State communities because for graduate students, they help them to develop their skills, to build confidence, and create meaningful relationship across discipline. And for community, it builds a better leader, better and strong, compassionate community also. I was highly, honored and grateful because, it means a lot to be recognized for some things that I care so deeply about it.
And with that, we will get started. And it's my great honor that I stand here before you today to present the Graduate Student Teaching Award. This award recognizes innovative approaches to both instruction and facilitation. Katie Bueller, will you please come down to join me? Now, gang, I got to tell you, right? The WNBA has Caitlin Clark, and we were so fortunate to get Katie Bueller because she is truly transformative in the work that she does as an educator. So Katie came to us from a fourth grade class in Wamego, and this year Katie taught 3 different courses. She took the lead role in the Strengths Cat community. She designed and developed a Lead 502 course to further support Strengths peer coaches in the work that they do to connect with over 800 undergraduate and graduate students in one-on-one conversations towards strengths development. And then you also heard in the video there that Katie also then was asked to take the lead role in the spring semester Lead 212 class right here in Town Hall. And so we're very, very grateful for all your connections. Now, Katie also aligned her teaching ability with some research. And I think it's probably your strength of strategic that allows you to be so integrated. But check this out. Here's Katie's research title: Feedback as a Tool, Exploring the Leadership Development of Peer Leaders. Gang, Katie's work in a class was all about supporting class leaders, and then she put that into a research agenda, which now we are more informed as to how we can further support and develop our 212 class leaders and strengths peer coaches. When I asked Katie's students, I said, hey, gang, Katie just got nominated as a recipient of a graduate teaching award through the Staley School. Can I get some student feedback? And gang, I got paragraphs. And then I sent all these paragraphs to Kate, and Kate said, Mike, we've got to filter things down a little bit. But here are a couple of things that your students had to say about you. Katie has poured so much heart into teaching Lead 212 to truly help not just me, but our entire class grow, not just as students, but as people. She's created a space where learning feels active, meaningful, and connected, with real-world examples and opportunities to apply our learning. One of the things that meant the most to me was how she always welcomed me with a fist bump and a genuine "how's life?" And it wasn't just a passing question, but most importantly, she remembered what I had told her, and then she followed up on that each and every time. That kind of care, that kind of intentionality made the class feel like home, and it reminded me just how much she truly believes and cares about all of us as learners. Another student said, quote, Katie's ability to tell stories, her enthusiasm, the clarity in which she explains concepts, the meaningful relationships she cultivates, her kindness, compassion to always put students first is simply remarkable. And Holt Williams, a benefit of Katie's work as a strengths peer coach, Holt says, Katie, you've been transformative in both my coaching and personal growth. Thank you for leaving things better than you found them. Your imprint has simply been world class. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Tamara Bauer, the Director of the Leadership and Service Programs at this school. The next Graduate Student Award recognizes excellence in service and leadership within the school, university, and community. It is my honor to recognize Austin Drake. Come on down, Austin. Austin, thank you doesn't begin to thank you for your dedication and service to the Staley School. How fortunate are we that you continued your time at K-State to pursue your master's in athletic training? I do like to call him Master Drake, right? We have a lot of nicknames for Austin. Master Drake is one. It was only 2 years ago at this same time that Austin was acknowledged for his leadership as a Bosco Award recipient. And today we get to celebrate that he never took his foot off the gas. And as a graduate student with the Leadership and Service programs, Austin has been pivotal in leading the CATS Connect program in the last 2 years. Janine LeMay, who's here today with the Morrison Center for Student Wellbeing, and I are so appreciative of your dedication, organization, and creativity. You're always ready to take on new challenges. Under Austin's direction, he took a new program and grew it to surpass over 1,000 students in 3 years. We could go on and on about his extraordinary skill sets in project management, Outlook calendar invites, Canva designing, marketing, personalized communication, Excel group formation, your favorite, and more, because these are all small behind the scene things that help make the connection and the ability for more students to connect throughout campus. Austin's initiative and follow through are second to none. Austin's master's thesis in athletic training even integrated his passion for creating connection and community through relationships. He studied how building connection is important in healthcare professions to promote interpersonal skills. He's always willing to go above and beyond, stepping in to support events and service programs throughout the school. Austin, we will miss you so much. Your Nike tennis shoes, your joggers, your advice on sore backs, and even the midnight calls to rescue you on I-70. You have truly been part of our Staley School community, and we are forever grateful to you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mac Benavides, and I'm an assistant professor here in the Staley School. And it is my honor to present the Graduate Student Service and Leadership Award to Ellie Salehi. Ellie, come on down. I am very thankful for the opportunity to highlight Ellie's work with the Grad Edge Leadership Development Program over the last 2 years. During her first year in the program, Ellie mostly provided background support while also participating in the program to learn more about the leadership learning experience that we set out to provide. In her second year, she took on a much more central role. She wanted to be more central in the program coordination and delivery. Ellie pushed herself beyond her comfort zone to provide a high-quality experience for Grad Edge participants. And this year, we had over 50 people involved in the program across all 9 academic colleges and interdisciplinary programs. Since 2020, Grad Edge has primarily operated online, and this was our first year shifting back into a fully hybrid model. And Ellie has leveraged her perspectives as a current graduate student and as an international student to help us identify programmatic areas for growth, to keep accessibility and inclusion at the forefront of learning experiences, and to promote opportunities for meaningful community building. Ellie, I'm so grateful to you for your contributions to the Grad Edge program, and I'm also really proud of the personal and professional growth that you have experienced over the last 2 years. I don't know if a year ago you would have believed that you would be co-facilitating the kickoff and closing sessions, overseeing the peer facilitation process, facilitating your own peer reading group, and co-hosting the Leading Change workshop series. You have not only embraced every leadership learning opportunity that we've thrown at you, but you have elevated the program. You have put that into action to support the experiences of others. Congratulations, you are most deserving of this award. And up next, we will celebrate our Campus and Community Award winners. So please turn your attention to the screen for a short video.
Manhattan Emergency Shelter was formed in 1985. We were a grassroots organization that was brought about by concerned citizens that saw that there was a need, and there were more and more people sleeping outside, and actually kind of started with K-State students and some non-traditional students that didn't have housing and had found themselves without a place, usually sleeping in City Park. And so from that, the emergency shelter was born. We're a small organization, but we have a lot of people that we see a year. And we're usually looking at least 400 just in our emergency shelter program.
For hands-on, I participate in their mobile food distributions, which they do about 3 a semester. It was something I learned about. I took Lead 212 my freshman semester in the fall, and it was something that we learned about hands-on as an organization. And I've done some other service stuff. I did an alternative break last year over spring break for the Staley School.
I specifically volunteer with the mobile food drives, and I started to be involved with that particular portion of Hands-On K-State because it was near and dear to my heart to help with food insecurity in the community. I decided that was a natural extension of wanting to volunteer and help other people in the community outside of the K-State campus with food insecurity.
When our clients move out, that's my success. Our job is a homeless shelter, and we are to get people into permanent housing. That's our goal. With that comes a whole lot of other things that we need to do first. You know, sometimes getting IDs, income, finding daycare, medical support. But our end goal is to get people into permanent housing where they don't find themselves needing this kind of service again. And so we really pride ourselves on that. Our shelter is very successful at rehousing people.
Service not being about reaching down to people, but reaching out to people to help them. And I think that's just such an incredibly important thing to know with service, is that while you are like helping these people and it's helping the community, you're still on the same level as them.
It helped me to learn to read other people better, because especially with mobile food distribution, you're dealing with everyone in the community, so everyone is coming with their own set of circumstances and potential issues that day. Normally, like instructions you might convey to someone, if they're distracted, if they're extremely worried about something, sometimes you have to back away from that, reframe the instructions so they understand what you want them to do.
Volunteering as a college student is just important, to be able to get out in the community that you're in and learn about people and diversity and agencies and how to give back to your community. We utilize K-State students and groups to do lots of volunteer work for us and big projects, so we'll have Hands-On K-State come.
When it comes to events like the alternative breaks where you get to travel to different areas, I think that's just an experience that I wouldn't have gotten in any of, like, it's not something I would have thought about planning a trip for myself to go down there. And that's just like a once in a lifetime kind of thing that I really valued, to get to travel somewhere and do something.
My name is Delshay Roberts, and I'm the administrator for student programs here at the school. Hands-On Kansas State is the volunteer hub at the university, and for the past 15 years, as part of National Volunteer Week, we have partnered with Community First National Bank to recognize outstanding individuals and groups who have volunteered their time and leadership to change and improve the community. In recognition of their service, Community First National Bank provides $250 to a local nonprofit selected by the honorees.
The first of these awards is the Outstanding K-State Student Volunteer. This award goes to a K-State student who has worked with Hands-On Kansas State and demonstrated exemplary service. This student displays dedication, responsibility, commitment, and appreciation of diversity as they strive to become an active and conscientious citizen. We would like to recognize Tegan Morton. Please join us up front to accept your award. Tegan is majoring in athletic training and rehabilitation sciences with minors in leadership and French. Over the past 2 years, she has been one of our most consistent volunteers and always goes above and beyond to help out in any way possible. Her work is especially appreciated at mobile food distributions, as she has worked every single volunteer role at the event. And I know the event runs smoothly because she's there. It's like she walks up and she asks me, "What do you need me to do today?" And I say, "Okay, Tegan, I'm gonna have you here." And then 20 minutes later, it changes. Like, she is just so wonderful at everything she does. Not only is Tegan an outstanding volunteer, she exemplifies service in our community by creating a welcome and joyous environment. And Hands-On would not be as successful without wonderful volunteers like her. And it's been an honor to work with you. So congratulations. Thank you.
Next, I will present this year's Outstanding Student Organization Award. This award is given to an organization that is recognized through K-State's Center for Student Involvement and has been active with hands-on K-State during the academic year. The recipient demonstrates an ethic of service on and off campus and is committed to involving others in service and activism. This year, we are honoring the K-State Swim Club as the Outstanding K-State Student Organization. The K-State Swim Club competes against other college club teams around the country. Last fall, the K-State Swim Club reached out to Hands On to see if there were any available community service opportunities for a larger group. After sharing about the work Hands On does, the swim club immediately signed up for the upcoming mobile food distribution. Since then, they have been our most consistent student volunteer group. Overall, the K-State Swim Club goes above and beyond the original mission of their club, which is why we are so excited to award them this year. Their commitment to service strengthens our community by filling unmet service needs. They are making K-State and the greater Manhattan community a better place for everyone. Thank you, K-State Swim Club, for your commitment and excellence in community service. Next, we'll celebrate the Outstanding Community Organization. This award honors a group from the greater Manhattan area that has partnered with Hands On in order to meet a community need. Please join me in recognizing our 2025 Outstanding Community Partner, Manhattan Emergency Shelter Incorporated. I would like to invite representatives up to receive the award. In addition to safe shelter and housing stabilization services, MESSI provides a unique service in Riley County, as it is the only emergency shelter available to homeless men, women, and families. MESSI is the only agency in the region offering supportive housing, rapid rehousing, and emergency shelter programs. We are so honored to recognize MESSI this evening and highlight the work they are doing for the community. We thank you for your commitment and dedication to the people of Manhattan.
Our final award is the Outstanding Service Champion Award, honoring an individual from the greater Manhattan area who has demonstrated exceptional commitment to volunteerism and service in response to a community need. This award recognizes individuals who exemplify excellence in community service, civic engagement, and social change. This year's Outstanding Service Champion is Tim May. Tim has been an invaluable partner to Hands On over the past couple of years, especially through his involvement with our mobile food distributions. In fact, it was during his first or second volunteership that Tim was asked to take on one of our most demanding roles, the parking station. Without hesitation, Tim stepped up and handled the role with energy, kindness, and determination. Ever since, we've relied on him to lead this key piece of our distributions, knowing that his steady presence and leadership will help everything run smoothly. He arrives early to the distributions and helps set up, stays late, and delivers extra food to Cat's Cupboard. Together with his partnership, Tim supports Cat's Cupboard by shopping at Sam's Club once a month, purchasing high-need items to stock the shelves, and ensuring students have what they need. Tim embodies what true service looks like. He shows up, he gives generously of his time and energy, and he does all with compassion. Tim, thank you for everything you've done and continue to do to make Manhattan a better place to live.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eliza Shelkey, and I serve as a Staley School Ambassador for the Staley School of Leadership. And each year, us ambassadors present a faculty or staff member with the Rost Award. This award recognizes someone who exemplifies the mission statement in their own lives and encourages others to do the same. This year's recipient has gone above and beyond in her involvement in the Staley School and the greater university. Many nominations noted her dedication to students and programs, her kind demeanor, and caring heart. The Staley School student ambassadors believe that Staley Roberts is a true embodiment of the mission statement and would love to present her with the Rost Award. Delche serves as the Administrator of Student Programs and supports hands-on K-State and Snyder Leadership Legacy Fellows. She co-led a study abroad experience to Kenya in January with students in the Global Food Systems Program and goes above and beyond to support students. Delche has also served as Administrative Co-Director for the Mandela Washington Fellowship Grant, managing complex logistics to host 25 young professionals from sub-Saharan Africa. One nominator had this to say about Delche: her impact is felt not just in programs, but in the personal confidence and leadership skills she helps cultivate in those around her. Congratulations, Delche.
Good afternoon. Maybe good evening? Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Mary Toller. I'm the Dean of the Staley School of Leadership, and I'm here to present our final award, which is the Susan M. Scott Award for Community Leadership. This award was established by the faculty and staff of the Staley School of Leadership to recognize the extraordinary leadership of Dr. Susan Scott. Susan was the founding director of leadership studies and modeled for all of us inclusive, effective community leadership. We at the Staley School are deeply grateful for her efforts, her demonstration of community leadership, and we are not alone. Her early work with the Rape Survivors Support Group was the start of the Crisis Center for Manhattan. She co-founded the Riley County Women's Political Caucus, established a sister city relationship with Nindiri, Nicaragua, and was a founder of PFLAG, a support group for family members of the LGBTQ+ community. As an administrator, she worked relentlessly for an inclusive K-State community. Susan was a woman of many rare gifts and talents who generously devoted them all in service to progressive change, and we miss her. The faculty and staff of the Staley School take this opportunity to honor the leadership we witness as members of the campus and local community and lift up that leadership as a model for our students and graduates as they leave to make their mark and exercise leadership in their workplaces and communities. In Susan's honor, the faculty established this award to recognize others whose leadership has shaped our community, made us healthier, safer, more just, more peaceful and purposeful, made us better through their community leadership. And today, we recognize Josh Brewer. Josh Brewer is a dedicated leader in affordable housing and community development, currently serving as the Executive Director of Manhattan Area Habitat for Humanity since 2020. In this role, he has been instrumental in advancing housing equity across the Flint Hills region, overseeing initiatives such as new home construction, home preservation, and specialized programs for veterans and seniors. This winter, during a historic snowstorm, Brewer and his colleagues organized a Neighbors Helping Neighbors campaign for snow removal. Anyone in need of a hand shoveling snow could make a request, and volunteers were deployed to homes to remove the snow. There was a lot of snow. There was a whole lot of snow. Under Brewer's leadership, Manhattan Area Habitat for Humanity earned international recognition by receiving the Simpson Strong Tie Best in Innovative Design Solutions Award at the Habitat for Humanity International Conference. This accolade was for a collaborative build that involved Kansas State University, Manhattan Area Technical College, and other partners, resulting in an energy-efficient, prefabricated home designed to address workforce housing needs. Beyond his executive role, Brewer contributes to, Josh contributes to broader housing policy as a member of the City of Manhattan's Workforce Housing Steering Committee, where he represents nonprofit staff and small developers. He also serves as the board vice chair for Habitat for Humanity Kansas, supporting statewide efforts to promote affordable housing. Josh also contributes to our Manhattan community as a board member for the Konza Prairie Biological Station and Riley County Food and Farm Council. Complementing his volunteer and professional endeavors, Josh is pursuing a PhD in leadership communication at Kansas State University and a nonprofit leadership graduate certificate, focusing on grassroots organizing and community problem solving. His multifaceted approach underscores a commitment to building not just homes, but resilient and inclusive communities. So please join me in congratulating Josh Brewer, the 2025 Leader.
Well, thank you very much, Dean Toller. I'm very humbled. I didn't know you were going to read all of that. Thank you for recognizing the work that I've had the opportunity to take on alongside my neighbors in my professional capacity as the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity of the Northern Flint Hills. We've grown just a little bit. And in my personal capacity, most importantly, as a citizen of this great community. Habitat for Humanity is a movement that advances systems and policy change to ensure that everyone has a decent place to live. Everyone. This is the work of leadership, which I would describe as a practice that builds collective capacity for transformational social change. As a practitioner, I am motivated by a core belief that all my neighbors should feel welcome and valued in this community. To advance that sense of belonging, we partner with our neighbors to address community challenges through community-led initiatives that includes home preservation work, building new homes, raking leaves, and yes, shoveling a lot of snow. Neighbors Helping Neighbors is one of those initiatives that emerged this year in response to that historic snowstorm. And it's an example of mutual aid networks in action. That is what we are advancing, is building more mutual aid capacity for this community to solve its own problems together. Together, I am confident that we can approach and solve community challenges by sharing our gifts with one another. And I believe that everyone has an amazing gift that they can contribute to that broader sense of well-being. As we celebrate the work of leadership, we must acknowledge the challenges that are before us. Despite our wealth in this community, we are the largest city of the only persistent poverty county in Kansas, the only one. And I am committed to being part of a coalition to get us off of that list. And despite many institutional commitments, my own, this university's, to the freedom of thought and expression, we see a growing opposition to the language and the frameworks that are critical to our work. My leadership practice, I want to be explicit, my leadership practice requires that I recognize the diversity of my community, celebrate the diversity of my community. It requires that I design processes that are inclusive and accessible. And it requires that I employ a lens of equity as I approach community challenges. As you honor me with this recognition, I would like to invite you to share your gifts with your neighbors so that we can build hope together. If you have any questions about how to do that or where you can plug in, I would love the opportunity to partner with each and every one of you. Thank you.
So thank you all for being here with us this afternoon in this room and on Zoom to celebrate the remarkable members of our K-State and Manhattan communities. It's been a great day. It's been a cloudy day. It's been a little gray day, but isn't it brighter in here? I don't know. Maybe it's Nick. Thank you. You've lightened the room. I love it. All right. Thank you very much. It's been a great day. And taking time to gather and celebrate the wonderful accomplishments of those in this room, it really does fill the heart. It makes the day and the future brighter. And amazing work is happening every day in our communities. Let's continue to make space to recognize the good today and every day. And let me get to a few logistics.